What's up, fight fans? It's the homie main man, made man out here. Y'all know how we get down. We up off the early morning here in the DMV. Early morning mission, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Thought I'd sit right here on this park bench, man, and had me a nice cup of coffee, man. But took in some articles this morning, and I see that Tyson Fury's father is pissed off at the corner of Tyson Fury. And he is laying some heavy, heavy blows out there, man. He is saying that, look, man, he has not ever seen Tyson Fury look that weak in his whole career. He's saying that his body looks soft. He can't figure out how Otto Wallen stayed all in Tyson Fury's chest the whole entire time. He is saying that the training sucked. They had an 8-week camp, and Tyson Fury's strength just looked like it was non-existent. He doesn't feel as though Tyson Fury hit Otto Walling with a meaningful punch the entire fight. And I'm sitting back like, damn, Ben Davison has came back out and he started to defend himself, and he's saying, hey, look, man, the man sustained 2 cuts and he still went on to get the win. I mean, it was a tough night, but basically tough nights happen. That's how Ben Davison is feeling about the situation. The news has came out that Tyson Fury will be receiving 47 stitches for this particular cut, and he has not one, but 2 cuts. He has 2 cuts. And this is also news is out that Tyson Fury will be receiving plastic surgery for those particular cuts, and they will have to push the Deontay Wilder fight back. Don't know how long. It could be anywhere from a month, 2 months with the S on the end. We just don't know how long it's going to be. But clearly, Tyson Fury is not going to be ready to be fighting in December as he thought he might would be. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But my deal is, Big John Fury is saying that, look, man, he knows what's going on. He just not trying to say right now. And what he really want to say is that, let's remember, Tyson Fury was always trained by his father and his uncle for most of his career. And he's looking at Ben Davison. Ben Davison is a youngster. We all know that. He's still in his 20s. And the question was, when Ben Davison came on Tyson Fury's team, was Tyson Fury hiring a trainer or was he hiring a friend? That is the golden question. Ben Davison and Tyson Fury has been really good together. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Tyson Fury coming over his depression and all of his mental issues. Ben Davison has been that guy, that motivational figure in Tyson Fury's life to get him up off the couch, which is cool. He makes Tyson feel comfortable. You know what I mean? It's like always good, positive, happy vibes in their camp or whatever like that. And he likes that. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury likes that. But that's a friend. The question is, when the going gets tough, are you listening to the instructions of Ben Davison? The question is, are you respecting the word of Ben Davison? Because, truth be told, Tyson Fury went into this fight and he was not prepared to fight a southpaw. He knew he was getting in there with the southpaw, but he wasn't prepared to fight a southpaw. That straight left hand was landing on Tyson Fury all night. And yes, Otto Wallen was getting into the chest of Tyson Fury. And yes, Tyson Fury did look weak. I mean, I don't know. Mills 00941 says, broad at the shoulders, narrow at the hip, and everybody knows you don't give no lip to Big John. Yeah, man. And Big John letting it be known. He is not happy with what his son looked like, and he is not happy with the level of training possibly that he is receiving from his corner. Now, Big John did have a lot of good things to say about Tyson Fury's cut man. He's saying that Tyson Fury's cut man did a good job, did the best job that he could to close that cut up, and to keep it even though it got bad, to keep it as getting it from as bad as it could have gotten. You know what I mean? So he gave him credit. But the fact still remains, man. The question still is, man. Good afternoon from Northern Ireland. Salute from D.C. Salute. The question is, man, does Tyson Fury has a friend or does he have a trainer? Remember when Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder? He had to bring on Freddie Roach. Now, we thought it was a thing because Freddie Roach let him use his gym. But the question is, did he Roach into that corner for his level of expertise? There was no Freddie Roach in this corner this time around, fight fans. And Ben Davison was left out there on his own. Tyson Fury has came into this fight more slimmer than we've ever seen him in any fight. Did that affect his power? Was that a smart move? Because everybody's saying, and I agree, Tyson Fury looked much better in the Deontay Wilder fight than he did in this Otto Wallen fight. He was much more heavier. His punches seemed to have a little bit more thunder in them. His punches had no thunder in those fights, in his fight against Otto Wallen. Now, don't get me wrong, Otto Wallen was in there fighting off emotion as well. He just lost his daddy this past spring. He was on a mission to set out, you know, he wanted to prove his father legacy right. So he was fighting off emotion. That could have kept him on his feet. That could have been the thing that kept him coming. But the point I'm trying to make is that Tyson didn't, from a skill standpoint, this wasn't the most skilled performance that we've seen Tyson put in. And I'm talking even prior to the cut. The cut happened in the third round. Prior to that cut, Tyson still was, you know, he was doing an awful lot of moving. Wasn't willing to commit. He's never usually is until you make him have to commit. But still, even his committed punches, they wasn't putting Otto Wallen down. Not to mention Tyson Fury's punch resistance in the final round. Salute to Tyson, though, for lasting as long as he did. Just like Big John Fury said, you know, how Tyson lasted from the 3rd to the 12th with a cut like that, I don't know. But his power was gone. He was not prepared for a southpaw. And most importantly, it didn't look like Tyson Fury. He looked small, he looked soft. I don't know. There's some questions that's going to be put to Ben Davison at this point. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some questions put to Ben Davison at this point. Like I said before, a trainer has to have some sort of disciplinarian in him. And that fighter has to be willing to receive that word from their trainer if he becomes that disciplinarian. If not, the trainer has no control over his fighter. And in Ben Davison's case, can he take control and get the attention of Tyson Fury if he needs to? Or they just friends? Or they just homies? Did he just give his homie a job? You know, I never originally bought the reason why Tyson Fury dismissed his last trainers and his uncle and his father. I never understood why he did that, truth be told. The excuse that was given didn't add up to me about them going over to work with David Haye and Tyson Fury being upset. Were they putting too much discipline on Tyson Fury when he was in such a fragile mind state at that time? And he didn't want a disciplinarian. He wanted a friend. And I'm telling you, man, I like Ben Davison. Seems like a positive dude. He always gets Tyson up off the couch. He always gets him prepared for a fight. But the question is this guy, I'm telling you, man, is this guy a trainer or a friend? And I just don't know. Tyson Fury doesn't need a friend for Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury doesn't need a friend for Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury doesn't need a friend for Andy Ruiz. He needs a disciplinarian. He needs a trainer. Someone that's going to keep him highly motivated, but also someone he's going to be receptive to listening to. UGC Boxing Channel, what's up, Black? What's up with you, man? Salute, fam. Fury tends to fight to the level of his competition at times, all day. He does. But at the end of the day, like, one of the best things about this fight, Black man, was the fact that, Fury had to dig deep, and he had to become this confrontational guy. He couldn't prance around the ring. He was forced to stand there and trade. He was forced to stand there and had to take risks. He cannot do that each and every fight. Even in the Wilder fight, he was allowed to do it for far too long because Wilder was head hunting. In this fight, he wasn't allowed to do it. And Fury needs to understand, every fight, you're not going to be allowed to just prance around the ring, jabbing and moving. You're going to have to take risks and stand and trade. William Smith says, I agree. I think Tyson needs a top trainer that's had fighters fight at higher levels to be able to understand the mentality that you need to stay at the top. And maybe that's one of the reasons, like I said, he brought in Freddie Roach for Deontay Wilder. There was no Freddie Roach here. This was Ben Davison. We've only seen Ben Davison really get Tyson Fury through the circus clowns. The Tom Schwartz and what was the other guys, the Pianettas of the world and all of those dudes, the Furys of the world. That's what we've been seeing Ben Davison get Tyson Fury through. As for the Deontay Wilder fight, they felt as though they had to bring Freddie Roach on board. Then, once he's not in there with another elite fighter, they just go strictly back to Ben Davison. So the question is Ben Davison's knowledge and training regimen, is it limited? At least Tyson Fury's father feels as though it is. I don't know, fight fans. Don't y'all find that awful coincidental that the second that Tyson Fury steps up to an elite, he brings in Freddie Roach. But the second he goes back down to someone he perceives to be a lower level opponent, it's strictly Ben Davison. That tells you a lot, fight fans. That tells you a hell of a lot. So Big John Fury is pissed, and he's saying that he wants Ben Davison out. And I can't be mad at the pops. I understand where he's coming from. He's seen his son, and he knows that's not his son. That's just like Floyd Sr. If Floyd Sr. was to come back and watch Floyd fight without him, Floyd Sr. will know that's not my son. Something went wrong in training. He's much better than that. He's much more capable of doing things better than this. Big John Fury knows something. And I'm starting to wonder myself. Look, man, y'all have a blessed day, man. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that rock with me. Shout out to everybody that catch this on the playback, man. Yo, man, we got to get to the bottom of this, man. We got to get to the bottom of this. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay stressed and sucker free out there. For everybody who's wondering, We Talking Boxing has been moved from Sundays to Saturdays. So we going down on Wednesdays and Saturdays, man. Hit that thumbs up for the homie. You know what I'm saying? All day. It's bright and early over here in the DMV, man. Lord Sweat Real says facts. Be more agree. Fury is weakened. Wilder will kill him. I tell you what, he better do something other than hiding Ben Davison. He better bring Freddie Roach back, because Ben Davison don't seem like he's arming Tyson Fury with the proper tools to get ready for the elite. If that version of Tyson Fury that showed up Saturday night shows up against in a Deontay Wilder fight, man, he gonna knock that man head into the 10th row. Real talk. Stay up, William Smith. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Until the next one. Peace out.